Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to another GTA content creator live stream. The meetup this week was race cars, so any cars with racing related liveries. I'm glad that didn't kill me. And before we get into anything relating to the content creator live stream and going over all these tracks as we normally do, we are on PC this time. I just want to say, because hopefully the majority of people actually see the first minute of these videos, there will be no testing videos this weekend. The 24-hour live stream that was last weekend has completely ruined me, and so many things have gone wrong this week that just meant that I haven't been able to test the muscle cars, and the sheer volume of muscle cars, in addition to all the testing that's gone on before that with the sports and supers and bikes, mean that we are going to be having a week break in between the testing videos. So no muscle cars this week, but there will be next weekend, hopefully. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. We got another 7 tracks on PC. I want playlists. I don't want jobs. I am all prepared, I promise. I am not late. I was right on time. I was bang on time. Leave me alone. Anyway, I think a lot of people are saying I'm late in the chat, even though I am actually live. Maybe I should type in, "I'm live, you scumbags." There we go. So YouTube's having a bit of a nightmare, I'm guessing. I am live. Oh, there it goes. Now it decides to say that, oh no, this stream is offline. Good job, YouTube. Good job. Well, I'm going to keep going through this anyway. It will sort itself out, and I am aware that this is going to become a video, so we should power through it anyway. Yeah, we're going to start with something that we wouldn't normally do, and that is a motorcycle race. These things, we never do motorcycle races, basically. Motorcycle races, I don't like bikes. I'm not a fan of bike racing in this game. I'm very much preferring cars. So bike races are something that we don't generally do. And I don't think we've done a bike race on the entirety of these content creator streams. But yeah, this is a bit different because this is a special Tron related job. Obviously it's a themed circuit. Sometimes, we get stunt tracks, we get proper racing tracks, things like that. But this is a themed circuit, so it's themed around Tron, obviously the movie Tron, which I haven't actually seen. But yeah, I mean, we'll get going with this. People still saying I'm not live. I am live. Refresh, you scumbags. Oh man, good job YouTube though. Good job, YouTube, for making this go flawlessly. Good job. Good job on that one. Okay, let's get this show on the road. So, those of you who are watching this as a video aren't even worried about this. You're watching this afterwards. You don't give a damn whether I'm live or not because you're watching this as a video. It's not, it's just a live stream. Yeah, YouTube is clearly having some issues tonight with the whole live stream business, which is a bit of a shame. But never mind. Some people are saying that I'm live, some people aren't. But yeah, it's getting there. It's sorting itself out eventually. Anyway, it's it looks like it's gradually, YouTube's gradually starting to Oh damn! I didn't tell everybody to choose a Shotaro. Okay, well I'm gonna be in it. With the $1, a bike race. What happened to you in the 24-hour stream? Did you get PTSD or something? Pretty much. All right, so I'm on a stock Shotaro at this point. I mean, I'll go at the back like I normally do. But I'm sure there's people with custom Shotaros. Anyway. So, we're starting off with a bike race. Thank you, for the donation, by the way. Yeah, like I said, we don't normally do bike races because bike races to me, they're not that great. I actually, the only bike race I've enjoyed was when the Hakucho drag came out, and we did a little race with that. And yeah, the Hakucho drag makes it interesting because you need to lean forward rather than wheelie. I think the fact that you can wheelie to make every bike quicker makes bike races so bad. And the Shotaro is just, it's got so much traction. It makes bike races just easy, really. It's easy mode, so there's no challenge to it. But when it comes to the Hakucho drag, I actually do enjoy driving. It's probably one of the very few bikes in the game that I enjoy driving and enjoy racing. But yeah, we still never do bike races normally because I just much prefer car races. You know, cars is what we do. But this is a special job, obviously, a Tron themed job. I'm sure most people have probably seen the movie Tron, which I still haven't, but a Tron themed job. And it looks visually very impressive, you know. This isn't necessarily about this isn't about it all being whether it's a good, proper racing circuit or you can have a high level proper race on. It's just about experiencing something different, very similar to the church circuit that we had on the Xbox One stream last week. It's just about experiencing something a little bit different and something unique, and that's what we're doing here. And this is good. You know, I imagine that fans of the Tron movie who bought the Shotaro because they liked that movie and, you know, not for the performance of it or anything like that, and grew up watching that movie or whatever, would very much like to race this job and give it a go. But yeah, it's obviously well made. It feels good. There's not an awful lot more to say about that. The one thing that I will say is the problem with people choosing different bikes. Obviously, ideally, everyone would have chosen the Shotaro for this. For obvious reasons, it is the Tron bike for the Tron track. And the race was actually locked to Shotaros. But there is a bug in GTA at the minute where if you lock a vehicle... Damn it! if you lock a race to one vehicle, and people have custom vehicles in that class, then people are still able to use their custom vehicles. So despite the fact that this was locked to the Shotaro, it was locked to the Shotaro for me because I don't own a bike on PC. But anybody who did have a custom bike was able to choose that custom bike. So the best thing to do if you do want to lock to a specific vehicle and not have people choose whatever they want is put the slowest vehicle in the class as another option. Have the vehicle that you want and then whatever the slowest vehicle is. I'm not sure what... Can you use the Faggio in stock motorcycle races? I don't think you can. Whatever the slowest bike is that you can use in stock motorcycle races, if you allowed the Shotaro and that vehicle, then everybody would be forced to either choose the Shotaro or that vehicle. So then everybody would of course choose the Shotaro, except people who don't want to, you know, have a chance. So yeah, that is a tip to anybody who does want to make these themed circuits that are locked to one particular track. So yeah, everybody is pretty much using their own custom vehicles. I'm using a stock Shotaro, which is pretty decent still. It's still not too bad, but it's obviously nowhere near the pace of custom motorcycles that the majority of people are using. Maybe not these two Shotaro guys. I would imagine that if we see any people in Shotaros during the course of this race, then they're also in stock versions, not custom versions. Wow. That's why bike races are ridiculous. No sort of side-to-side contact or anything. But anyway, as always, the track links for these races are in the description. Yeah, the issue is only when you have one vehicle selected in the race creator. If you go in the race creator and you lock a race to one vehicle, people will still be able to choose their own custom vehicles even when customs are turned off. That's the bug. But if you allow two vehicles, then when you turn customs off, they have to choose between those two vehicles that you've set. It's a stupid bug. It should be fixed, but you know what Rockstar are like. But yeah, the links for all these tracks are in the description. This is obviously the first track. Hopefully those of you who were having issues with YouTube, or YouTube were having issues displaying the video in the live stream, and now all watching and nobody's still not seeing a black screen or whatever. You did miss the start, but you know, feel free to you can watch the video afterwards if you want to catch what we did for the car meet. Stupid YouTube. This is why I stream on Twitch all the time, because it's dependable and it just works. 24-hour live stream we did on Twitch recently, last weekend, that I was talking about at the start. What an experience that was. I will do a specific video for that, but I do love live streaming on Twitch, I have to say, which I do every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday for those who are interested in watching more of this. But I am also going to be streaming on Twitch after this is over, because I wasn't able to stream yesterday like I normally would. So I'm going to be doing a bit of an extended stream tonight once we've done the content creator community circuits like we always do every week on YouTube. I'm going to be going back over to Twitch and doing a bit of an extended live stream. So for those of you who want to get involved in these streams or want to race with me and things like that, we'd always close the crew to regulars when it comes to the YouTube streams, but it's the Twitch streams where we open it up to everybody, and you're welcome to hop in at the end of this stream to the Twitch stream, and we'll open up the crew and anybody can join. That's no guarantee that you'll be able to get in the race or get in what we're doing, of course, but you know, Rockstar is Rockstar and GTA is GTA. We're not doing too bad. 13th place for a stock Shotaro with other people in all their custom vehicles. I mean, I'll take it. I'm going to lose it by the end though. Damn it. So there we go, there's the first race of week 16 of doing this. We've done this for 16 weeks now. If anybody hasn't seen any of these before, the playlist link is in the description. You can see all the weeks that we've done. We go through all the platforms in order. We do PS4, then Xbox One, then PC, then PS4, Xbox One, PC, and continue on like that. So this is PC this time. That was amazing visual wise. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. The whole point of that track is the visuals. It's made for visuals to make you feel like you're in the world of Tron, I guess. So yeah, good track. That's the first one. Like I said, first one in the description down below. Links are all in the description. And this is the first. The links are all in the order that we do these tracks in. So we got a sort of a normal track. No, we got a bit of a different track. Then we have a. Let's do supers. We've got customs on. Let me just sort this out whilst I do this. Okay, what was I going to say? We've got a special track, then 2 proper racing circuits, then a special track. It's actually a rally track, the middle one. Then 2 proper racing circuits, and then a special track at the end. So, like I say, we always mix these up every time. So we have a mix of different style of circuits. But we do try to focus more on proper racing circuits. So you're more likely to see proper racing circuits in greater numbers. But that's also the most that are submitted as well, because that's just what we do. So yeah, the Twitch stream will be after this stream. This stream normally lasts about an hour and a half. And that's where everybody will be able to join, if you can. What should we use with this? I think we'll go for the GTB. I do like this car. I don't know why. I just do. I just like it. So how's everybody doing in the chat then? I don't interact with the chat on YouTube as much. I see these things every week, but you know. I don't interact with the chat as much as I do on the Twitch streams when I'm doing YouTube. Just because I like to focus on the races, obviously. That's why we don't allow people to join who aren't regulars. But, you know, I try to read it as much as I can in between races. And every now and then whilst I'm racing as well. I need to find somewhere to pull off. Okay, we can do it here. Okay. I mean, I pulled off to the side of the road just to go to the back like I normally do, but then there were many crashes with people who couldn't handle the first corner, it seems. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Wow. The crashing is incredible. Yeah, I do interact with the chat a lot more. Wow, that's a flying car. I do interact with the chat a lot more when it comes to the Twitch streams. Obviously, they're generally more laid back because I know it's not going to automatically be a video straight afterwards. These streams, the majority of people do watch them as a video, so. People have no patience, that's what exactly what I was just saying. Jesus. People don't have patience, that's the main problem when it comes to racing on GTA. When it comes to stream races. You know, sometimes if you start at the back and you're involved in a crash, you've got to accept that you're not going to be able to win. So just, you know, go for the position that you can, but the problem is people try to go as quickly as they possibly can without any care or thought and hit into people, and yeah, they wait afterwards, but still doesn't really help matters. So we've done our first lap. Oh my days. Okay, we got through that at least. This is interesting. It's a hill road, but with some stunt sections. Quite fast in some sections. I like that corner. I like it in the Italia GTB anyway. I don't know, there's just something about the way the Italia GTB the way the Italia GTB drives, I just like it. So this is what I'm usually talking about when I talk about new tracks, something that's completely new and original. This is using parts of the roads that have been used on many tracks before. You know, these roads are, you could say the North Loop roads. They've been used on so many tracks. Oh my god, people. Issues. Like, these roads have been used on so many tracks before. So, you know, if you were thinking of creating a track around this area, what do you do to set it apart? Oh my god, that was a big old scream from Zexy. She wasn't initially gonna play Resident Evil 7, but maybe she has continued. Yeah, you know, what's gonna set the track apart and be something different? If it includes some of those hilly roads, I do like this bit. And the camber as well, it's been really nicely done. Tricky circuit around these sections, and I like the bumps that he's put in as well as ways to deter people from corner cutting. It's not sort of it's not too harsh that it's going to make you sort of fly over everywhere, but it is going to lose you speed. Like there. So there's clearly people having issues spawning without vehicles. There's not a lot we're going to be able to do about that. I mean, this is just PC issues, I guess. GTA issues. But at least don't stand in the middle of the road. But yeah, Zexy usually streams Resident Evil 7 on a Thursday. So for the last few times we've been doing these YouTube streams, we've been hearing her screams from upstairs while she's streaming Resident Evil. Oh man, that was a pretty. That's one of the loudest ones that she's done since we've been doing these, from what I can remember. But yeah, there's nice camber to certain sections of this. It's a little bit on the tighter side, but it's certainly manageable. I like this track. It's unique. It is very unique. Something completely different. Learned my lesson not to go too wide on that bit there that time, and it helped me. You saw he went wide. He ended up on the rumble strips, you could call them, and he got slowed down by them. It's well made. It's very nicely made. I'm trying to think of things for improvements, but I mean, it looks very good. It does feel a bit claustrophobic in some areas because of these barriers. Would it feel a bit more free and flowing if those barriers weren't there? Possibly. And it was just a little bit more open on some of the hill roads. But I like the stunt sections, these pieces. They're really well crafted and really well made. And they add something completely new and completely fresh to, you know, a standard hill circuit using those same roads. I think it's the stunt sections like this that really do make it stand out. And I could probably do without the curbs or the you know, I could just leave it open on the hill sections and that would be fine. But yeah, really nice track. Really nice track. Yeah, and people are spawning without vehicles. So annoying. GG Rockstar, GG GTA 5. Good job. But yeah, that's the second track that we've played tonight, Western Ring. Like I said, all the track links are in the description. This is number 2. Hazard with the $1. No rules racing or no patience racing or no skill racing. Ruffy facepalm. I'd try non-contact next race because this is painful to watch. Yeah, I mean, it was at the start. We got going eventually, though. I mean, you know, it was okay once we got going. And like I said, these are all about the tracks and rather than the racing in general. But it would be nice if we could actually just have the people who are racing, they're meant to be regulars, just, you know, calm down at the start. You don't have to win these races. It means nothing. I don't even look to see who wins on the leaderboards. I don't care. Nobody cares. It's all about the tracks. All we need is just to have people just chill at the start. But yeah, it's got it. That track, people will probably. Oh, is that MM with the clip there? Is that the clip from Xerxes' stream of her scream? I'm not gonna play it. I'm not going to play it whilst we're streaming on YouTube, but I'm sure we can do that when we get back on Twitch. But yeah, maybe that track would be better in something slower than Supercars. Maybe Supercars didn't quite give it the best showcase, but I mean, I liked it as a track and I liked it as a way to drive. Did feel a bit tight in some places, but I think it was obviously very well made. Let's do 2 laps. Do spots. Thank you, MM, for the $1 donation, man. Okay, we got a minute to sort of chill. Yeah, I would say that previous track was a bit too small for 30 players, I think. At least outside of a very, very high level racing event. But even then, it might be a little bit too tight for that. I don't know. The Anyway, I prefer contact in races. Because it requires some skill to actually overtake and things like that rather than non-contact. But yeah, if anybody has that issue on PC where you're respawning and you're out of the car, go into the escape menu, go to online or the start menu and kill yourself from the online in the start menu, and that will fix it, as Blade says in the chat. Loving this stream. Well, thanks. I'm glad you're enjoying. Let's use something a bit. Let's use the alpha. It's been a while since I've used the alpha in a race like this. Well, I'm not going to go to the back, obviously, when I'm using the alpha, but it has been a while since I used one, so let's give it a go. How do people not know that the Sterling GT can be used in sports races now? Like it's been out since, what was it, Bikers? It's been like, and I've mentioned it so many times on so many videos. I even did a video about the changes from the Bikers DLC, and that was one of the main things. Anyway, that the Sterling GT isn't in the sports class for people who think it is. The Sterling GT is still in the Sports Classics class, but can be used in sports races. So it is still a Sports Classic car. It can just be used in sports races. In the same way that the Shafter V12 regular version is a sports car, but can now, since that update, be used in sedan races. Not much challenge for Vaquing up front. my sort of going back to the contact non-contact thing. My sort of general stance on non-contact that I would say I used to have has definitely eased over the years. Like it has its place. There's absolutely no doubt about that, and it requires a different skill set. But you could never have a high-level racing event in non-contact, because a high-level racing event with contact on requires more skill. But in standard racing, there's really, you can do whatever you want to do. Really, never gonna call people for doing what they want to do and what they enjoy the most. And let's face it, those who practice non-contact racing are generally always the quickest, because they're constantly hot lapping and get the best lap times. Not everybody, of course. Some of the quickest guys also race on contact racing, but it's a moot point. Like, who cares what anybody else races on, really? Some like to do contact, some like to do non-contact. Who gives a shit what anybody else wants to do? Just do what you enjoy, and stop worrying about other people and trying to justify your own desires and opinions on other people. Just enjoy your own stuff. Oh god, I wonder if that could be smoothed out, because that's like right on the outside of a tight apex. I wonder if like you can just put a little barrier there and smooth it out. Maybe. Okay, so we've done one lap. As I always do with these tracks, I tend to do one lap, just sort of gathering my thoughts, and then I'll talk about the track itself on the second and consecutive laps. This is quite a long track. It's longer than we've had for a while, I would say, from these track creations. I quite like it. It's got a bit of flow to it. There's some lampposts I would like to see covered, and you know, something like that. I don't see the value in having a big barrier there unless we like catching it from the other side and going on that part of the track, but I don't think so. There's definitely quite a few lampposts that need covering off in some areas that can be hit, and I'm not so sure about the different platform. Like here, lampposts all over the place that need to be covered. And I'm not necessarily sure about the platforms being, having the different these. Let me try and get what I'm trying to say. There's some sections of this track that instead of using stunt track pieces, they use the platform bits, the big floating block things, and they have less grip than normal roads, and I think that just causes a bit more issues when it comes to stuff like this. You want to have the track give you a nice consistent feel everywhere. Like here, for example, it's just have the road, because you lose so much grip on that section. It's like it's as if there was rain falling on that one part of the track. And here again, for example, different surface material. That's exactly what I was trying to say. My words escaped me there. I'm not sure I like that on tracks unless it's specifically designed for that sort of thing and it covers an entire section. But this is just different surface material in random locations. And like I said, there are some lampposts to be fixed and things like that. But from a layout perspective, I quite like it. It's long. It has a good feel to it. Feels like an event track. Damn it. I was going to try and go on the outside here. Jesus, I was miles ahead of 6th place. I was going to try and go on the outside there just for the fun of it. But yeah, didn't work out. And maybe this bit could be smoothed over, but I think you can go on the outside. Yeah. And then to run to the line. I like the layout. I do like the layout. There's a nice flow to it. It's kind of like what you would consider to be a standard city circuit now, just with all the stunt props making it better. So there's no sort of new roads out as such that completely transform the experience, I guess. But yeah, it's a nice track. It's okay. It still requires some improvement though, with lampposts and choices of props, in my opinion. But yeah. Yeah, I tried to take a weird line on the outside of there, but I forgot I was in an alpha. The alpha. I mean, that's not too bad for being in an alpha, but I probably just avoided all the crashes at the start, to be honest. I think Apex props shouldn't be all different. It's just inconsistent and looks messy. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Apex props, you should just have the same Apex props everywhere. It does look messy to have different style of props, I would say. Yeah, that's the third track that we've played, so the third one in the list down below in the description. So, yeah, I would say that it's a good track, but it could do with some improvement, that one. We'll do 2 laps on this. For sports cars, for this one, it should only be rally cars. So anybody who's in the race, only rally cars for this one. That is, when we do rally races, that's the Sultan, the Kuruma, the Omnis, the Tropos, the Sterling GT, which I mentioned earlier, or the Armoured Kuruma if you've got none of the above. I think from the two, so we've done 2 proper racing circuits now. We're back to a rally circuit, which is what I would consider like different. We have proper circuits and then different circuits. Rally goes in with that. But I think the two proper circuits we've had, I think the first one was oh man, I'm not even going to comment on that. I think the first one was better created. It felt cleaner and nicer as a creation, and the second one felt a bit better to be able to be used as a significant proper racing circuit because it had a bit more space and it was a bit more flowing. So there's different types of ways you can go about it. Both of them were good tracks. Some tracks have some features, some tracks have other features. But yeah, it's interesting, and I think the best tracks that we see throughout the course of these streams have all been absolutely bang on perfect when it comes to the creation itself. Very, very well done. No issues in terms of lampposts or props in the wrong places or things like that, and they've all been excellently laid out and well thought out when it comes to proper racing and proper event circuits. But when it comes to these tracks and these streams, all I try to do... Oh my days. Why is there a 9F? When it comes to these tracks and these streams, all we do is try to showcase some of the best. That 9F deserved to be spun around. Showcase the best community circuits, you know, whether they are absolutely bang on perfect isn't absolutely necessary, because anything that I say about what could be improved with them will hopefully help you guys watching when you're creating your own circuits, and improve the creator of the circuit in general if he goes back and has a look at it, obviously. But you know, tracks are different, and it's not all about proper racing circuits and things like that. It's about just showcasing the best creations. Sometimes creations are good because of the fact that they've been meticulously designed and absolutely perfect in terms of the way that they've been created. Some are very good just based on the fact that they've got a good layout. Some are very good because they're just a lot of fun, like stunt circuits. You know, there's a mix of different tracks, and we're just trying to showcase the best of what's available. If anybody does want to submit their tracks to be looked at for these streams, no guarantee that you actually get your track shown. It's only the best tracks that do get shown on these streams. But there is a link in the description to submit your own circuit. You can only submit one, so choose the best. Going back through the pack alright at this point. Oh, that, damn it. That's a tricky bit. It's a tricky bit for damn sure. So, rally circuit. I love the Omnis. I love this car so much. I know it's slightly off the pace in all areas, really. I mean, it's off the pace on tarmac and it's off the pace off-road in comparison to a Kuruma. But I just love the way that this car drives. It's just so nice to handle. Hello. No, I may have laughed a little bit. I mean, the whole stream can hear your screams every now and then.
Someone edged you. Everything.
That first one was pretty special.
The wall exploded pretty much.
Right. Okay.
And some creepy crawly thingy jumped out, but I didn't see him first until he attacked me.
Right. Okay.
Because I can't see anything. It's very dark.
Okay.
So. Having fun?
Yeah, I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I'll take that as a no. Have fun too. Zexy save us. So that was a little interlude by Zexy. For those who don't know who that is, I'm sure everybody knows these days. Well, that's my girlfriend. She streams as well. She's currently streaming Resident Evil 7. That's the person who you've been hearing scream in the background. She's been in so many videos though of mine in the past. Like, surely most people must know who she is these days. Resident Evil 7B. I like that. RE7B. Okay, so this long straight is not going to help the Omnis. So we've done one lap of this long rally circuit. This is a long rally circuit. We've had a few long rally circuits every now and then throughout the course of these streams. I don't know how I feel about them. Because, I mean, I'm only speaking from a... See, even the armoured Kuruma is so much better off-road in terms of straight line. So for anybody who isn't aware or who hasn't seen the off-road traction loss, speed loss video, each car has a value for how good it is off-road. And the Kuruma, the reason that the Kuruma is so good, the regular version that is, I mean the armoured Kuruma is okay, but it is a little bit slower in general. The Kuruma has an off-road traction loss of 0, and there's very few cars in the game that actually have an off-road traction loss of 0. It's the only one in the sports class, apart from obviously the Armoured Kuruma as well. The Tropos Rally and the Omnis both have off-road traction losses of 0.4, and then all of the cars in the game, most of the cars in the game, all of the cars in the off-road class in general, have an off-road traction loss of 1. So the lower the better. Basically, 0 means you pretty much don't lose any speed off-road. 1 means you lose the normal amount of speed. The Jester race car and the regular Jester actually have an off-road traction loss of 1.4, which is the worst in the game, and they're the only cars in the game that have an off-road traction loss more than 1. Which is why the Jester and the Jester race car are such terrible options for off-road races. But yeah, the Kuruma is so fast off-road, but so inconsistent because of its off-road, its rolling capabilities. It does like to roll over a lot. So the Kuruma is one of those cars where if you can control it and get the best out of it, it will easily be the quickest, probably the quickest sports car in the entire game on an off-road circuit. But damn, it's hard to be consistent with. And the Omnis and the Tropos are not too bad off-road as well. The Soten, which is another what people think is a good car off-road, actually has an off-road traction loss of 1, which is the same as pretty much every other sports car, so it's nothing special off-road, the Soten. But it's about the general pace of everything else. So it's quicker on tarmac, which is why we allow the Soten. In rally races that have a mix of tarmac and stuff, it can be on the pace, with it being quicker on road and slower off-road. But anyway, back to the circuit. I quite like, again, somebody asking about the Sterling GT in sports. It's unbelievable. The Sterling GT is now usable in sports races and has been for months. Still in the Sports Classics class though. But yeah, the track itself, I quite like it actually. This has been fun. I mean, it's a pretty standard rally circuit. You know, there you go. There's a Kuruma rolling over. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn with big rally circuits like this because it feels like there's not an awful lot to them. You just put a load of checkpoints in various rally locations, and I feel like this isn't very well done. This could be smoothed out a lot nicer, in my personal opinion. But the track itself is a fun rally track. I always feel like rally tracks should be point to point, like proper rallies in real life are. And if they're trying to be a circuit, it should be more like a rallycross circuit where it's very, very short, has a mix of on-road and off-road in equal measure. But yeah, it was nothing totally stood out, but it was one of those. It was well made. It was a well made circuit. Yeah. It just nothing totally standing out that's special. Again, another type of circuit that's good because it's relatively well made and it's got a nice layout as well. There's nothing there that's going to make me think, wow, I have to play this every single time I play the game. But every time I do play it, I'm going to enjoy it and get some fun out of it in a rally format. So, Tropos. Yeah, I thought the Tropos would be good on that one with the high speed back straight. The Kuruma is usually the quickest though, if you can actually get a lap time down on it. For someone in the chat mentioning about the Soten RS, I wasn't talking about the Soten RS, I was talking about the regular Soten. The Soten RS doesn't have a very good off-road traction loss, the same as the regular Soten. It's got an off-road traction loss of 1, so it's not very good off-road, just like the regular Soten, but people say that the Soten RS, it does give you a nice proper rally feel, which is fair enough. But it's still, you know, if you were in a supercar race, that was completely off-road, especially, we'll use compacts on this, I guess. No, let's use coupes. Let's do 6 laps. If there was a supercar race, Completely off-road, the Sultan RS wouldn't be the quickest vehicle to use. One of the standard supercars would be the quickest, because the Sultan RS has exactly the same off-road traction loss as every other supercar. But if you were in a sports car race off-road, the Kuruma and possibly even the Tropos and the Omnis would be very, very good cars to use, and probably the best. Most other cars, maybe short of the Elegy, would be able to best a Kuruma if you can actually control it, just because of that difference in off-road traction loss. But the Sultan RS, it does have a very nice feel to the way that it drives. It does feel like a rally car. It's just not quick off-road in an off-road situation in this game. That's all. But I was talking about the regular Sultan earlier, not the Sultan RS. And if you were on an off-road track in a Sultan, yeah, you wouldn't do very good in a sports race. You might as well use one of the top sports cars instead, like a Fautor or something. There are some very weird vehicles with off-road traction losses of 0, like the Raptor, as mentioned in the chat there, and the Slam Van as well. The Slam Van Custom, that's actually a very good off-road vehicle. But anyway, there's a video about it. Search my channel for Fact Finding episode 15, I think it is, studying off-road speed loss or studying off-road traction or something like that. Of course there's an F620. Okay, I'm not going to go to the back in this one just because it seems like it's a pretty short circuit from what the description. Oh, there's going to be so many crashes on that first corner. It's a short circuit from the description. Yeah, the wow in the chat has automatically told me that it's probably been a nightmare and the fact that there's only me and one other person within a mile of anybody else, that first corner is guaranteed to have been an absolute nightmare. But that is Stream Racers for you. But yeah, like I said, these are all about the tracks, so I don't want to get caught up in a lot of incidents on a short circuit that really might not be capable of having 30 players in such a format. And let's just focus on the track itself and not the crazy action that's going on. I wish Coupes does need some love. It's incredible that we've only had 2 DOC cars for this class since it was first released. So this is a very short circuit, and I understand why it's said in the description, very fun in compacts. I couldn't recommend this for a lot of people, like what we're doing right now. I can't even imagine how bad that first corner was. It's a dock circuit. It's short, it's technical. But unlike the other very tight technical circuits that we've sometimes seen throughout the course of these streams, it at least has some space. You know, there's definitely been some of the problems that we've had. Some of the tracks that have been shown up the most when it comes to these streams have been tracks that have been just so tight that you can't do anything with them. And that's more based on the fact that of the location that they're in. There are some sections that have a bit more space, and that's fine. As long as you've got some sections that have some space, it's okay to have some tight sections as well. But there's not an awful lot of flow to the circuit, I don't think. It's a little bit messy in some places. You know, the transitions of the road pieces and things like that, they're not very smooth. The lampposts, I can't believe the lampposts have been left to be knocked down there. All I have to do is move that piece a bit further to the left and it would have covered all those lampposts. I don't know. The bowling pins and bowling balls, I'm not entirely sure about. I like this section. This section is quite good, you know, the space there, but I don't know, it's, I think, again, it's suffering from the layout that it's choosing. It's choosing some very strange areas to go, where if it was just kept a little bit more simple, it would just flow a lot better. It's fine having a short circuit, but it doesn't necessarily need to be short to the point of being very tight and very technical at every single place. And I think there are some messy sections with some of the props that could do with being sorted out. I don't mind this whole first section. This is all fine, I think. Even the tight first corner is fine. I mean, it's no good for 30 players in a stream race, but all of this section is okay. It feels okay. And then it starts to lose me a little bit on this. I mean, even then, even that is okay, actually. Even that's fine. There's plenty of space here. It's this F620 scum. It's this bit where it starts to lose me. I don't think there's any need for that extra level of... And this bit, you know, it's too... You could just put some track pieces over the top of that entire section, and I think it would flow a lot better. I think it's got potential to be a nice short circuit. It just lacks a little bit of flow in the second half of it, in my opinion. We are overtaking back markers at this point. And they are not helping. There's probably a Zion who's come up and get behind me really quickly. I feel like there is. There's always a Zion lurking for us exemplar users. There's always a Zion there somewhere about to take the lead with his ridiculous traction. Oh no, it's another exemplar. Okay, good job. He's just better than me then. I'll accept that. Yeah, they're a little bit messy. Oh, no way. I've lost the lead because of a back marker. Are you serious? I didn't even get a chance to defend. Oh, it was on the last corner as well. I do not believe it. Yeah, I don't like the bowling pins and the balls, the bowling balls. That I don't like that. The track needs fine tuning. I agree. Not, you know, get rid of the bowling pins and stuff. You don't need these really tight, messy sections. Smooth out some of the pieces. Just make it flow a little bit better in the second half of the lap. I think it has potential to be a fun short circuit, but it's just a little bit too messy at the minute. Second for life, as always. I mean, he came up on me so quickly as soon as we hit the back markers. I mean, that's Fab Iceman. He's quick anyway. He's quicker than me regardless. But yeah, to lose a race like that. I know we don't care about who's winning, but to lose a race like that on the final corner because a back marker crashed. God damn it. Zion Cabrios with the best lap, of course. Zions and Zion Cabrios. Second for life. As always. We've done supers, we've done sports. Let's do muscle. We haven't done muscle. Can't believe I keep forgetting to do muscle races. Okay, a full lobby. Lovely. So, 2 tracks to go. Like I said, the links for these tracks are in the description. That is true. Iceman is quicker than me anyway, but you know, I didn't even get a chance to defend. Especially considering it was on a tight, twisty second like that. I feel like I could have defended. I mean, I at least could have defended for 1 corner to the line. But if there'd been more laps, I could have defended for a while at least. Anyway. Hopefully we're being able to give ideas during these streams, and people who see similar things in their own tracks are able to get some ideas with them. And we're giving constructive feedback to the people who create them as well. But it's good to have a mix of different types of circuits. We haven't done the bad circuit stream yet. There hasn't been a need to, because we've had enough Xbox tracks, but we will replace an Xbox stream with a bad circuit stream at some point. And I will give constructive criticism about it, but there's probably going to be a lot more criticism than I can talk about. Just because there have been some terrible circuits submitted. And I think it does serve a purpose to showcase what a truly bad circuit is like. So that people know what not to do, really. And also to get some sort of perspective that track making isn't easy. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. And tracks that you may think are bad aren't necessarily bad in comparison to the general populace of tracks on GTA. But I'm not gonna be overly harsh on them or anything like that. I feel like I'm back on Olympic GP. Oh, we're going under here. Interesting. Give the Phoenix a little boost and then crash. Okay, well, that works. Yeah, that's not a very good corner, I feel. I know I give my thoughts on these tracks on the second lap, but yeah, that and the lamppost there. Why do we not have a checkpoint here? Why is that checkpoint in the tunnel and we're using props to direct people? That makes no sense. Okay, so there's plenty of things I can say about this track, I think. Lampposts not being covered over, that's an obvious one. Should be obvious now. If you want a proper racing circuit, you need to cover all the lampposts that are possibly ever going to get hit. This section, there's nothing really a lot wrong with it. I mean, it's taken straight from the Olympic GP section, but I mean, when I took that straight from a previous section of another track as well. So, I mean, I asked him for permission to do that, of course, and he was quite happy about it. So, it is a lovely section, and I see nothing wrong with having this there. Some strange checkpoint placement on this one. It feels all the tracks tonight have felt solid, but not spectacular, with minor issues. Like every single one of the proper racing circuits that we've played tonight, I felt that same way. Lamppost there on the outside. No need to have that tyre wall there. What's the point of that? Lamppost on the outside. Lamppost on the outside. Apex barrier there covering a lamppost. These apex barriers are useless now. You know, there's better stuff to use. Lamppost all over the car park. I would get rid of the car park section in general, to be honest. I don't see the value in having that. Lampposts everywhere. This section is just not good. Not good at all. Wide entry, tight exit. Not good. It's just too tight. It has no place there, in my opinion. You'd just be better off having the corner as normal without the hairpin. Lamppost on the outside there. Lamppost on the outside here. We've got props that are marking the route in some areas in terms of right-hand turns, but we don't have apex props. Like that turn just before this one. No apex props blocking off the lampposts or anything like that, so people could just cut straight across that. I don't get this. Why do we have the checkpoint inside the tunnel? It makes no sense. That's not a bad apex on that one. But why use those props? Why not just use the props that have become standard with the circular props now, instead of using up 5 or 6 barriers to make a long curved barrier? The thing is, from a layout perspective, I don't mind this track. It has a nice layout. I mean, it's a pretty bog standard city circuit. There's nothing standing out about it that's a bit special. Like we saw with the first proper track, Western Ring. It had some stunt pieces, stunt roads, making it a little bit different. There's nothing like that here. It's a standard city circuit. Oh. But this one isn't. It's not well made in terms of the attention to detail. There's too much wrong for it to fit in with what I was talking about earlier. There's a different prop on every apex as well. It's too long. That's the problem with this track. It's too long, and it suffers because the props have been spread out across a long circuit when they could have done with being more focused on making a shorter version of the circuit better. And this bit I just don't... And the props have been used badly as well, I would say. In terms of the way that they've been allocated to use various different things. No props on some apexes, loads of those white barriers used when a single curved barrier could do the job instead. Yeah, it's just... It's one of those things where it's not bad, but it has a long way to go to be very good. It's okay, but there's so much out there that's better. Yeah, that's my thoughts about it. People saying I tore this race a new one and now I'm gonna feel bad. I always feel bad whenever I say anything negative about a track, especially if I do it too much. I do feel bad, but I have to point out these things. I need to get it out there and say why these things are bad, what the problem is. The cattle feeder thing looks bad, I agree, and there's no point in needing that. It needs more effect. That's exactly right. Perfect thing in the chat. It needs more effective prop usage. That's all it needs. The checkpoint in the tunnel is there because there's a checkpoint right above it and you can't place checkpoints close to each other. But can you not just... Why can you not just move the checkpoint on top in a different location? Surely you can move it. I mean... Okay, if that's the reason, then fair enough. I take it back. I feel like there could be at least be some movement done to the checkpoints to allow at least some of the checkpoint to be seen before you get to the tunnel. But yeah, I think it needs that track just needs better prop usage. It needs better prop usage. It does. The props were all wrong, honestly. The layout was good. Even the car park bit, I think I can handle. I can be okay with. If the props surrounding it were okay. If you got rid of there's lampposts all the way on the right hand side there. So yeah, it's just it was the yeah, just the prop usage was all wrong. Using 6 barriers when you could use one. I know the description says customs off. But I'm going to let people use any vehicle that they want. And I'm going to explain why as we go through. And I'm also going to explain about the track itself. For what it's worth, I hope the creator takes this criticism well and improves the track. I do. I mean, that's the only reason I talk about it. I actually don't mind the layout of the track. I think the track itself has potential. It just needs better prop usage. That track can work. It just needs better usage of the props. Okay. So we've played this track before. On a Patreon stream. The creator of this track is a Patreon supporter, and for those who don't know what Patreon is, that's where people can support me and donate to me every month. but oh my god, so many people chose Voltics. And we've played this track on a stream already, on one of the Patreon streams. He submitted to this, and it's called 3 roller coasters and a Voltic. And the idea with it is that you can reverse about the same speed with a Voltic as what you can go forward. So once you get to the top of these sort of roller coasters, you could say. Did I really miss the first checkpoint? No, I didn't miss the first checkpoint, did I? Maybe I did. Damn it! Damn it! I'm trying to explain. That's why I'm trying to concentrate and explain about the track. God damn it! Yeah, the first checkpoint issue is annoying. It is an annoying thing in this game. So yeah, the idea with this track is that you can either go to it and brake, and then go in reverse in a Voltic. Damn it, that's not gone well. Or damn it! God damn it! Oh my god. I'm trying to explain. So, you've got roller coasters, or what are meant to be roller coasters, and you've got Voltics. So when you turn customs off, the Voltic is the best vehicle to use. I think it's locked to Voltics. Or the Vaca, but the Voltic is the best one to use, really. And the idea is that you go up these roller coasters, and then you reach the top of the roller coaster, and you can make a choice in the Voltic to either turn around and go down the roller coaster forwards, or you can go down the roller coaster backwards, and they're both about the same because the Voltic is very, very quick in reverse gear. The reason that I've done it on customs on for this one is because the people who tested this track said that it's quite a lot of fun with customs on as well, just as an interesting stunt track. So I wanted to try it out in a bit of a different way like this, and since we've already played it on a Patreon stream with Voltics and customs off, I wanted to do it the different way now and just obviously explain about it anyway, so that you guys can maybe get the track and do what you want to do with it. But yeah, it's an interesting stunt circuit in its own right, I think, and that's something that was pointed out. It can be damn it, god damn it! It can be interesting in Voltics, but it can also be interesting in regular cars as well. It's a bit more of a challenge, I would say, with customs turned on. This is going ever so slowly. And yeah, with the Voltic there, like Max Verstappen's doing ahead of me, you can just reverse off it and go down as quickly as you came. As quickly as... Oh my days, this has gone terribly. I'm not giving the best showcase to this track, really, am I? At the moment. I apologise. But yeah, I think this track does work with customs off as well. Just as a normal stunt circuit, it's a bit of a tricky challenge. I skipped past the slowdown zone, but I think it's mainly for going the other direction. And I would say that this falls into two categories when it comes to sort of submitting tracks to this stream. It falls into a themed circuit. See, that helps. It falls into a themed circuit where you've got the Vaultic aspect to it. 3 roller coasters. God damn it! 3 roller coasters and a Vaultic, as the title suggests, where you leave customs off and you do it in Vaultics. But it also, sweet Jesus, I am awful. It also doubles as a proper stunt circuit where you can leave customs on and race it in whatever you want. And it's a bit of a challenge that way as well. So, you know, you guys can do what you want with these tracks. I showcase them, I put them out there, help. Oh, I got it, thank God. Yeah, I showcase them, and you guys can choose to play them however you want. You can choose to play them how the creator intended it. You can choose to disregard the rules and do your own thing, and that goes for any tracks. You can choose to take proper racing circuits and race them in ridiculous vehicles. You know, there's all sorts of different options, and it's up to you guys who download these tracks and give them a go to ultimately decide what you want to do with the tracks that you play and get the most fun out of what you do. I'm just showcasing them and getting them out there because they deserve to be showcased. Oh my days. Oh my days. There is a version of this track in Dunes, and it was glorious, I have to say. So we're finishing with a bit of a silly circuit in terms of not a proper racing circuit, not a rally circuit. It's got loops, it's got jumps, it's a bit of fun. There's always room for different kinds of circuits. And that's what these streams are all about. I actually don't mind it. I mean, I've only ever played this with Vaultics, and I actually don't mind it. With custom vehicles turned off, just in normal supercars. I think it's quite fun this way as well. I feel like it's a little bit more of a challenge to get around, just because the Vaultics are slower, so some of the corners are a little bit easier. But you obviously lose that ability to just reverse down the roller coasters again and have that unique aspect of the race itself in Vaultics. But I think it works both ways. I see in the chat someone said that last track didn't deserve to be showcased. I never think that there's a track that doesn't deserve to be showcased. Because even if a track isn't bad and isn't on the level of some of, I mean, in my personal opinion, there's been very, very few tracks out of all 16 weeks that I would consider absolute top level circuits, like very top of the top. Very, very few. So even those that have been good circuits, you know, where do you draw the line? And for me, the line is drawn where they're just unplayable. And I think the last track was very playable. There's been some less than good tracks that we've had in these streams. They might not have been as good as the average of the tracks that we play on these streams, but the feedback that those tracks get hopefully helps, and in that respect I think that it deserves to be played, because if nothing else it serves as a way to bollocks! It serves as a way to educate people on what not to do, and that track had potential and it just needed a bit of fine-tuning with some better prop usage. So, you know, And as Evil says in the chat, rightly so, believe me, there are plenty of tracks not worthy of showcasing. This is very true. If you take the very worst tracks that we've seen, or what you consider to be the worst tracks out of these streams, there have been significantly worse submitted. Trust me. Pretty happy about that because I would have flown off the side there every single time. Can we do this first time? Yes. Second lap has definitely been a lot better than the first lap. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Damn it, I couldn't get on in. Like it's 10th place for life. So there you go. Those are our tracks for week 16. These were all on PC. So if you're on PS4 or Xbox One, you are unfortunately not able to look at Iceman. You are unfortunately not able to play any of these because cross-platform tracks isn't a thing, unfortunately. I wonder how fun this would be on Dunes. We've done Dunes with this track. It was awesome. What about the tracks that don't make it to the streams? Do they still get reviewed or rated? How can we find out how good they are? Every track that is submitted gets played and rated, and notes are placed next to it with, you know, whether it's good, whether it's bad, things like that. I've got the hiccup. Oh my god. I'm thinking at some point maybe I'll make the list public, so those who don't get their tracks shown get at least some sort of feedback of where their track came, what kind of rating it was given. But the tracks that are at the bottom of the list, oh my god, the tracks that are at the bottom of the list are never going to be played. Oh my days. Because we are trying to showcase the best circuits. But yeah, all the links, oh my god, all the links for these are in the description. Jesus. The name of this track is misspelled in the description. That is actually the name of the track, and if you look at the screen right now, that is actually the name of the track. I imagine it's being done like that to be fit into the letter limit of the title, I imagine. So I didn't name it incorrectly in the description. That's fine. Oh my god, these hiccups! What is going on? Can you give me tips so I'm better at racing? Yeah, watch my entire channel. Go on my channel page and see GTA Racing Tips playlist. Just play that. First couple of episodes of that. First couple of videos in that playlist will help. Jesus. Okay, I need to end. If you want to watch on Twitch, we're going to be live on Twitch in like 2 minutes. I'm basically going to stop the stream here and then move over to Twitch and do a little bit of an extended stream on there for anybody who wants to join in, come into the Twitch stream, see what it's all about. It is a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more chilled out. I interact with the chat more and things like that. But like I said at the very start, no testing videos this weekend. They will resume next weekend, hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the live stream, another one, and we'll be back next week as always with another live stream back on PS4 for week 17. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all your support as always. For those who are watching this as a live stream, I'll see you on Twitch very shortly. For those who are watching this on the video, see you all next week. Bye, guys.